In a broken wasteland, come to my fire and face your blood and steel.
What's going on, metalheads? Thank you all for tuning into this week's episode of the Metal Forge. My name is Mark Jackson, and I am your host. And this week we have the awesome band of Olathia with us, as you can see here. This is interesting because, you know, you guys are in Cleveland. I'm in Louisville. We're about 5 hours apart. And it's like all dark in my room here. And it's like, you know, we're on the same time. And it's just like completely like, what? It's like, here I am in a dark and brooding metal forge. And, you know, it's like suburban life practice night. And I love it because I do it too. when I do an interview, I'm like, not usually in here. I might be somewhere else, and it's like, holy shit, it's like my house. How the fuck are you all?
Doing well.
Good.
Real good, man.
Awesome. So let's go around the table here. Let's introduce ourselves to the listeners of the Metal Forge and the viewers of the Metal Forge. Damn, I'm talking way too fast.
All right. But I'm Terry Bull. I play bass in the group.
Fuck yeah.
I am
Dig
Chris.
the Metal Immortal shirt, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
Thank
shout
you,
out.
Thank you, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're going back real soon. We got some special friends, so we're meeting in Pittsburgh here in about a month's time.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. Who else do we have?
What's up, everybody? I am Chrissy, vocalist.
I'm Dylan, I play guitar.
I'm Joe, I play drums.
Fuck yeah. So thank you all for coming to the Metal Forge. You know, we actually got to meet back at Legions of Metal back in 2024. I'm having things go by so fast anymore that it's hard to keep up. And so yeah. So what's going on? How have you all been? I mean, it's been about a year since that fest. What has Olathia been up to?
The fest was last year.
That's what I was
know.
saying. It was like, it was like,
Yeah. So this will air here in a couple of weeks by the time we're recording this, and the fest is on May 2nd and 3rd.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's wild.
And we're already in April.
That's not a year ago.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, the fest was a blast, you know, and we did a little run with Anvil, and we've been regionally, locally, and writing a bunch of new shit. So
Hell
that's
yeah.
been real exciting to do that, and you know, get our teeth back into it.
Definitely. Dude, that's got to be to do multiple shows with Anvil. I've done one show with them and it was great. And to do multiple shows, that's got to be even better because those dudes are so cool they're like just to talk to.
Oh, they're definitely Anvil all the way.
If you watch the documentary, it's a lot like it's close
It's
to what
real
you-
life. It's not, I mean, it's not like it is real life Spinal Tap at this point.
It
Yeah.
really is.
Do they?
There's
I don't know how much we should say.
There's a lot
What
of
happened on the last day and stuff on the during sound check.
Well,
there's a lot of spoken, a lot of everything.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and so like one of my favorite parts of that evening was talking with Rob about American politics because he is into it on a fucking tabloid level, and he's like, he is super articulate about it. He's like political science major type guy. But we digress, which is often what happens here at the Metal Forge. Is we often get into offbeat random conversations. If this is your first time here, don't feel bad. I'm going to tell everybody that I'm going to break the fourth wall here really fast, because if you notice, I'm actually looking up a lot. It's because that's where my monitor is posed. So it's not like I'm like rolling my eyes at anybody. It's just where I'm sitting. Just getting self-conscious here about that. So we did the fest. We all went back to our respective scenes and started doing our things. You all are writing for some new material. How has 2025 been, and where is it going? What's on the docket?
Well, we like coming out of the gate fast and hard. We started this year off with our festival. We do a Sunday matinee that happens right before the Super Bowl every year. We call it our Shotgun Bowl. And we put every bit of our time, effort, and resources into bringing the best show to people to Northeast Ohio to brave the snow. And that was really the highlight of the first quarter of the year. We put a lot of eggs in that basket, and we had a great turnout. Great turnout of bands, excellent performances, and it was our time to, well, debut a little bit of that new material we've been working on.
Hell yeah. So, do you all have any new recordings that you're going to be coming out with soon?
Well, we have a single that we're going to be putting out in the summer, which I sent you the advance on. And there's a video coming out with that too. So yeah, that's going to be our summer release. And then after that, we got some teasers, and we are projecting the new album to be spring of 26. Right? Because it's 25 now.
So
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
And that's something that's really, really cool, because spring, especially this year, had a lot of amazing albums released. And it seems like March, the end of February, the beginning of April, in that time period seems like the best time to release music. And I think a lot of your top 5 and top 10 albums of the years usually come from around that time period in the year.
It feels like a good time, because then you can just hit the road and support it and do a lot of stuff done, instead of, the bitter cold and hitting all the other places with the snow jams and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
And when it comes to being on end of the year lists, people have almost all year to sit with it,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, releasing it in April versus August, it kind of makes a difference too. But that's, does that kind of stuff really matter? I mean, kind of, yes.
No, but no, I think it's interesting I think I've definitely had that. I in my career of releasing things, I've always had that conscientious thing of where it's like I've always gravitated towards like Leap Day. Okay. I think that's really cool to release an album on February 29th, because it's only a quarter of as old as it actually could be. No.
man.
Blah. No, but like the end of February is usually where I've always put out albums, and it's like it feels good. I think it's almost like the refresher right before spring hits, and like and rolling through as you said, Chrissy, about just supporting it and playing those shows all summer and into the fall, and building up for another year of awesome times.
Yeah and besides the musical component, like, we're really amping up the video part this year too, because it's just another creative level that you can really do a lot of fun stuff, and DIY, you can get pretty damn creative with it too.
Oh, absolutely. That's something that we've been doing. Both bands that I'm in, we've been doing stuff like that for the better part of a couple of years now, just because it's almost like I equate it to, there was someone in my life that had left me with the advice of don't ever blame your lack of tech for not pursuing your dreams, because if you want it bad enough, you will find the way to achieve it. Whether it's film and you don't have a camera, well, you can go and find a cheap ass video camera at a thrift store these days. Even if it's not the desired media that you want, it will give you the effect, and it will, it will teach you.
There is something to be said for figuring out it as you go, for sure.
Sure. And I am total DIY on that stuff. And I love that. When bands do their own thing and take their own control, I think they go up fucking like 1,000 notches in my book at that point. And, being a scene leader, putting on a festival like that, and, also going into doing your own DIY production on like your videos and stuff, it's like, how do you all like alleviate the stress for each other? Or how do you like balance, I guess, is what I'm trying to ask. How do you all each take your own part of it and balance it?
Drugs? I mean,
I did tell you before this is a smoke 'em if you got 'em podcast. So
I mean, yeah, for me, you just don't take it too seriously. You just do as much as you can. And I don't know, I always shoot for like getting 15 things done, and then usually I'll land somewhere around 5,
Sure.
But that's how it is. There's a lot of ideas floating, and you got to like let them live and breathe a little bit. But you just do what you can, and if it fucks up, it's usually because it's telling you to do something else. It's not a big deal if you fail or it didn't come out like you wanted. And sometimes it comes out better than you thought it was because it is something different. So whatever, just go however it fucking takes you. That's really what it is.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I think a lot of people, a lot of musicians get discouraged when they do fail, that they don't try another method, or, a lot of people just, when they get that way, it sucks because, if just because that method didn't work doesn't mean something else won't. And that's how, I guess, to quote Rocky, that's how winter's done. Or whatever. Fucking, I mean, right? Am I right?
You're right. Yeah. Yeah. And I think as long as you're being you, like some people like to be really goofy and do like fun these skits and stuff. Some people do this. I don't know. As long as you're being you in whatever way, like it's all good.
Sure. And, that relates back to, and thank you for the shout out on Instagram.
You're welcome. Thank you.
With the Savage Master episode, because what you just said relates back to what Adam and Stacy were talking about at the end of that episode. And it was, just be true to yourself and do what you do. And, as long as you're happy at the end of the day, fuck, that's all that matters.
100%. And you catch your own wave doing your own thing. I don't want to ride somebody else's wave.
No.
There's a lot of water out there, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like, I don't know. So like everybody talks about like doing cover songs and stuff like that. And back in the day, like being in a cover band was a fucking thing. It was a job. Yeah. It was a legitimate job. And I don't think that's actually as much out there these days. I think, there is a lot more newer music in bars again. You don't run into as many actual cover bands, maybe on like the Tuesdays and Wednesdays shit, but like, do you all still have that up in Cleveland? Do you all still have a big cover band scene up there?
Yeah, sure. We know people who are in bar bands and tribute acts, stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It is a job, very much so. It's a huge split
it's
between.
A grind, but it's you can
so. Cleveland's obviously a lot bigger than Louisville, and and maybe I just don't notice it because I don't go out to those bars. But how do you all, how is that with being in a band up there that is original metal and bringing in original metal acts? I mean, how bad is it? Do you have to like fight for the night sometimes, or?
To me, Cleveland is a very special place with how many venues we have that promote and put on live music.
Well, it's because Cleveland rocks.
Sometimes
Of course.
Of course. It can't be. Here's that.
In any band, okay, so let you in on the joke here. I'm sorry. Every band I do that with from Cleveland. I mean, I even did it with Midnight on here. No matter if it's been Vanek's personal shit or actual Athanar, I always do the Cleveland rock thing to him. And just
Well, the new Midnight single is called Cleveland Metal, so
it is. So it makes so much sense.
he's kind of playing it
There you
up too.
go.
It's what is that, like 6 degrees of separation? It's the snake eating its tail kind of thing. It comes back to itself.
Yeah, that's right. I guess.
No, I'm in that video somewhere. Let's go shoot.
I'm sorry, we digress. Continue,
Well, no.
sir.
Just to come back around, that Cleveland, in fact, does rock. And we've got, I would say, a dozen venues that are almost cover and tribute act specialized. They are running 5-6 nights a week. You can always see live music there. But that's not the special part. I would say equally about a dozen clubs that exclusively put on original metal, original punk, original music, and across many genres. We've got singer-songwriter nights. We've got nights for jazz and blues. We've got a great deal of community support for folks that write their own music. And
Nice.
we can spread the love. And there are, last weekend, most of us had performances. And almost every one of those rooms was full, even though we couldn't attend each other's shows. It was tremendous, absolutely tremendous. Just full rooms, people having a good time. Everything from high cover nights and spending $50 to see a traveler to come in free and the PBR's $2. So it's got everything for everybody.
Fuck yeah. And that's what it's all about. And that's what the scenes should be, to have that cool separation of venues that, if you're going to go out and just drink and have a good time, you can go out and see a tribute band here and there, or you could go out to, and see these awesome original bands here and there too.
Oh yeah,
And that's totally fucking cool.
We don't even need venues here. I mean, now Cleveland is being known for having shows outside of Taco Bell.
Yeah.
There's a show going on in the Denny's.
Adult
These
bar.
pop-up pop-up parking lot
We do
shows.
generator shows.
Dude,
Hey, play all the time. You know what I mean? So
let me tell you,
venue. What venue?
Okay. So Louisville is the home of Belushi Speedball.
Okay.
Oh.
And if you know who Belushi is, if you've ever seen a show, you know what you're getting into. If you don't know, you should look it up so you know what you're getting into. So yeah, I mean, totally the unconventional show thing. I mean, they've played skate parks, they've played parking lots, especially in the older days, pizzerias. Yeah. What was there was the band that played in the Waffle House at like 3 a.m.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was in North Carolina or some shit that like
Denny's. Yeah, Denny's. You said pizzerias. I've played at Spinelli's a couple times in Louisville.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you know exactly. Don't mosh into the pizza warmer.
Don't mosh into the pizza warmer, dude.
And now they've got the Undertaker like
don't
pushing
mosh
back.
into the pizza warmer, dude.
Dude, that is awesome. I mean,
Oh, shit.
so many like crazy places to have shows, even like the Odd in Asheville.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great little dig,
Real punk rock spot too. Yeah.
What's that?
Real punk rock spot too in Asheville.
Oh fuck yeah.
Auditorium, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Just the Odd now. They got sued by Ripley's.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Fuck big corporations.
Damn, exactly. Take down the man. Oh.
Fuck yeah. Fuck
Believe
yeah.
it or not.
So what do you all have in store for people this year? Obviously you said that you're getting into more video, so you're going to be dropping some stuff here in the summer, shorthand. You're going to be doing some shows, obviously. What is the thing that you're going to, how are you going to bring down the empire this year for people?
Empire. Well, to kind of tag on to your last thing and to answer that question, Cleveland is also known for our fucking awesome metal college radio. You know, we got Bill Peters, we've got so many shows here that have been in this town forever, and it's been our, you know, bloodline, and now it's all international. But Night Demon was a band that when they first started out, like Cleveland, like really loved them, and Bill Peters really brought
Sure.
them and pushed them.
I
And they actually,
have that live album.
yeah, yes, you do. Yeah, so they just announced today that there's going to be a show in August at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame even loves like all the metal and stuff, you know.
Of course.
Yeah, that they're gonna play their first album, I believe it is, in entirety.
Yes.
Destructor's gonna
Ooh.
play, and then there is a cult band that has a real good following called Sacred Few. And Sandy Krieger, God rest her soul, was one of our own here in Cleveland. So there is gonna be, yes, absolutely. So there is gonna be a special tribute to Sandy where Stacy from Savage Master is going to sing. Deb from Lady Beast. I'm going to be part of that, and also some other people. I'm so fucking looking forward to that. And, you know, it's cool that it's coming here because of the Cleveland and all the DJs and what they have always done for metal for us here. So that's just something special, too, because Sandy was awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, rest in power, Sandy.
That's
Fucking
right.
Absolutely. And, you know, again, shout out to, what is it? Power Cage,
Yes.
which was her and Adam's thing.
Yeah.
Totally rad stuff as well.
I got my.
Yeah. Gotta get the 7-inch.
Yes.
If it's even available. I don't think it's available anymore.
It might be sold out now. Yeah.
There were only a few copies of it, like very few. So hell yeah, looking forward to all that. And that's when is that, in August?
They just announced it today. They want to say it's like August 8th or 9th. The 9th. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, they do a sweet setup with a big stage in the plaza outdoor at the Rock Hall, and then if it rains, they just move it inside. It's so
I might have to hire a fill-in bass player for Ice Owl that weekend.
Yeah, you gotta
we're doing a little weekender that weekend, and nowhere near Cleveland, unfortunately.
I gotcha. Well,
damn, I might have to see when that is and see if I can't do a fill-in and come to that show, because that seems like that would be badass.
It's gonna be badass, yeah.
Hell yeah. Anything after August that that we can talk about yet?
So, well, we're in this month in April. Nothing we can talk about yet after August. We do have some things in the works, so we're hoping to get a small tour put together. But we're going to be headed to Pittsburgh for the Lady Beast album release show with Sanhedrin.
Absolutely. That is amazing, you know, an amazing night of metal, because like with you all, of course, you commanding on stage as ever. I mean, even seeing live videos from before I had met you all in person at Legions, and just crazy good metal that you all put out. And you know, and then on top with Sanhedrin, who headlined my big goddamn metal show last year at Magbar, and Lady Beast, you know, which that new album, holy shit. I mean, both of those bands, you know, both put out bangers last month, and completely blew me away. And along with, you know, everybody else that did, I was just like, wow, March is kicking fucking ass.
It is kicking big ass. It is kicking big ass. Yeah. And yeah, Lady Beast and Sanhedrin and Savage Master, like all of them, my tops are ready for this year. I mean, well done. Just, yeah, it just, I don't know what to say other than it is kick fucking ass, you know? That's it.
Definitely.
Rolling. So
definitely. So let's break here for a second. What do you all want to play out for people right now? What's a song that you all have that we can drop in the show and you all can jam out with them?
I would give them the shotgun video.
Our song?
Yeah.
This is about you. I mean, if you want to play somebody else, I'll put somebody else on there. I don't care. I've never done that.
Who's the
Hey,
devil?
Oh yeah, play that one.
I've actually
who's the
never
devil?
done that, but I don't have no shame. I'll fucking do it if you want to promote somebody else.
Who's the devil?
What's that?
Who's the devil?
Who's the devil?
Oh, right.
Suffering silence, it never ends. The enemy's in my hand. I'll slit your throat just to watch you bleed. I'll spit on you right where I stand. Oh no, you've fallen again. That cut looks bad, it never ends. There's no relief in sight while you make it through the night. Dark is heavy wind, the night is rolling in. My mind starts to dissolve, and down the rabbit hole I fall. Visions of the grave, dreams of fire and rage. Never will I leave, and never will I turn the page. Same shit, just a different day. Don't you know that there's always hell to pay? I'm sorry you're so afraid, unjustified, a relentless wave. Oh no, you've tripped again. Their bruise looks bad, I'll poke it again. There's no relief in sight, you will make it through the night. Dark is heavy wind, the night is rolling in. My mind starts to dissolve, and down the rabbit hole I fall. Visions of the grave, dreams of fire and rage. Never will I leave, and never will I turn the page. Come to me, said the demon's song. Dance with me all night long. Who's the devil knocking at your door? Will you answer? Will you be his heart? It's just the devil, won't you let him in? When the light is low and the veil is thin. It's just the devil, it's nothing to fear. The intent is perfectly clear. It's just the devil I see. It's just the devil in me. Just the devil, thought I'm set free. Oh yeah. Who's the devil knocking at your door? Will you answer? Will you be his whore? It's just the devil, won't you let him in? When the light is low and the veil is
So yeah, fucking, metal is life, I mean,
Yeah.
we all kind of feel that, whether it's in our, it is a way of life, we are that. What was the thing? Was it in like Decline Part 2, where like it might have been Chris Holmes talking about how like being like the scum on the edge of the boot of fucking society type shit is what metal is, and like you're that one that will stand up and say fuck you to whoever is out there that is like oppressing people, or fucking you metal people stand up for each other type shit. And
yeah.
and so it's like Motorhead's a way of life, as it were. So getting into like real essence of life things, you know, real questions about life, which is like what Derailed is. Can you all think of any time in history when you feel that violence was justified?
Yeah, when my fucking sister took my car keys and had to beat her ass. You know, just because she just got her license, didn't have wheels yet, did not mean she could take my shit. So,
damn.
sorry, Dean, but I had to teach you a lesson.
You went deep fucking personal there. It's like,
you know, that's
fucking the assassination of Hitler was justified. No, my fucking sister stole my car keys and she got an ass whipping.
T-Bird with this fucking it was just a beautiful car. Yeah.
Oh wow. What year T-Bird?
Yeah.
What year of a T-Bird?
It was, oh my gosh. Was it because it was my dad's, I guess she was 16. It was probably like it's like 74.
Oh,
it was fucking big. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was big as, but yeah.
It's like the 9 foot long fucking hood.
Yeah, you could take like a dozen people cruising around. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just in the front seat.
Yeah.
That doesn't include the orgy in the back seat.
And the few kegs that you could fit in the trunk, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Fucking I love fucking huge barges like that. I love those cars.
Oh, yeah.
I had an 85 Grand Marquis at one time. Fucking
Nice.
it fucking rolled, you know, it's fucking great shit.
Yeah, my dad had a 77 LeSabre
Ooh.
with I don't know how many miles on it. Oh man, that thing was a boat. It was great. We called it the Uncle Buck mobile. He didn't care. I hit it with the tractor once mowing the lawn. He didn't care. He was like, yeah, whatever, man.
But my 70
that's awesome.
had one door and it was so wide you didn't have to duck to get in the back seat.
Yeah. Dude, some of those 2-door fucking, before they fucking had the 4-door shits.
Yeah.
Yeah, those 2-door fucking T-Birds where they were fucking like 4 foot long doors and shit. Fucking, yeah. Fucking, those were great times. I mean, if they were more efficient, I guess.
Yeah, but somebody can hit you like nothing happens in the car. You're fine. You just keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
The tank.
What about anybody else? Anybody else ever feel like there's a moment where you felt like violence was justified in history? That's a tough one.
That's a way
because
man. You want to get all get all political and shit.
And not only that, but I think it gets the further in you get into violence, to me, you get into things like resource management and need. And it's kind of a devolution. We become less human because we become the animals at basis level. And those kind of motivators for land, title, wealth, resource, food, water, all of it. You know, it in some ways it's never justified. In some ways it's the only way of life, because you look at any other type of living organism that is existence. And if you're not eating, you're being eaten, and it's shitty. So we get to be people, and we get to have a little bit of empathy and care about our brothers and be our brother's keeper for a little bit. And maybe that makes you feel a little bit good every once in a while.
Except for my sister that one time.
Except for those times.
Oh, Jesus. What's your favorite Jackie Chan movie?
That's a better question.
Yeah.
I expect answers from everybody on this one.
There's a restaurant called Jackie Chan's that I go frequent often. It's not the same, I know, but
No, but
Damn,
Yeah.
what's the one? What was the OG one from the '90s? Like his like big breakout movie.
Rumble in the Bronx?
yeah, but I liked Rush Hour
What
because
was-
I liked Fish Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was the one? Was it before that?
Was it-
The one with the ladder fighting scene, and he's like throwing. He's got the ladder around his neck.
Wasn't that Rumble in the Bronx?
Rumble in the Bronx?
No,
Oh.
no. Man, what was it? That one.
I know which one you're talking about because I recently I walked to a friend's
I've
house and
only
I
ever
saw it.
seen Pulp Fiction, the SpongeBob movie, and Tenacious D. That's it.
That's the only movies you've ever seen?
Ever, yeah.
well, there's some other ones, but
Documentaries.
Important films.
yes.
Dylan has a hard time when he's touring through Texas.
What's your most embarrassing moment you've ever had on stage?
Most embarrassing?
Every time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
I thought I was super cool and wearing blackout eye lenses for like a Halloween show. And you look super cool until you can't tell where the front of the stage is. And a surprise 350-pound stage dive is, well, that's kind of the least fun thing for player and crowd alike.
Fuck yeah.
It's a little, what we call a whoopsie doodle or a fall down, go boom. Save the bass though.
Mine, like, I don't know if it was embarrassing, but I was like fucking stuck. So I used to sing in this band called Cellbound, and Vanek was in it for a couple of years too with us.
Sure.
We're playing Peabody's, and nobody had like wirelesses back then, and there was 2 guitars and the bass, and these dudes would fucking run around like crazy. They literally crisscrossed so many times that I had like a bunch of cables and shit around my ankles, and I could not move. And like they had no clue because we always had smoke and all this other stuff going. So I kind of just had to sing a couple songs right there, just like that.
That's how it goes. I don't think I've done anything crazier than just like breaking strings. But one time I was playing and I popped one in the middle of the song and I had to run like 2 blocks down to the car to get another one and then change it on stage while everybody else was still like, another guitar player was awkward as fuck into the microphone. And yeah, that, I mean, nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing.
It was bad.
Yeah. That's a good one.
2 blocks though, man. You made the track.
All that.
Hell yeah. Fuck.
I got nothing interesting. Typical. Tanking a set or like fucking up a song.
How about
Just
falling the fuck down on tour and breaking your shoulder?
Oh yeah, that was on tour. That was on stage though. That
Oh,
was different.
That's still,
It was a day off in Virginia Beach. Whatever.
Do you want to hear what happened to us at Sanctuary in Detroit?
sure.
Oh, all right. Here we go.
Have you been to the Anvil tour?
Terry wasn't there. He was not there, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
fortunately for him.
Yeah.
So how do we?
So the Sanctuary, where you load in and load out, is this alley in the back. And then there's
Detroit. This is a Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Detroit. It's very Detroit.
Yeah.
In the alley.
Shout out to
There's another
Scott from
alley,
Snafu.
that alley that's even darker. So
let me. I should probably say.
Joe takes his time.
you should.
No, the Anvil's taking their time. I'm ready to go. But I was sitting in the back of the van, hanging out, eating a salad.
All
whatever.
the doors,
Back of the
every
van.
single door was open.
Doors were open, right? At some point, a rat
A hitchhiker.
must have got into the van.
How did we find out? We
We
started driving.
So we found out. Just Dave McChunkins, shout out. He was filling in for Terry.
We're driving home now.
Yeah, we're driving home. We're driving down the turnpike or whatever, and Dave screams and he goes, "There's a rat in the van," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever, bro. Your backpack probably fell on your neck or something like that. And no, sure enough, it did it again. And then I think at some point it ran to the front of the van. And did it run across? Were you driving and it ran across your legs?
No,
I was
Look at me
driving.
first. It ran across the door. I'm sitting in the front passenger seat. It ran across the door and then into the center console. And I'm like, okay, yeah, there's a rat in the van.
You jumped to the
Holy
phone.
shit.
You were sitting there all like, "Ah."
Yeah, dude, it's gonna start eating my
Dude,
phone.
rats don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's a Detroit rat. It really doesn't give a fuck.
Dude, and it won't get out of the
We
van.
stopped
Twice, and at some point I had to tell them. I said, "Can we just get home? It's not gonna get out of the van. You had to leave it. Did you leave it open overnight or something like that?"
I did. I did.
Yeah,
He-
so-
he migrated to Cleveland.
Yeah, so
somehow he
integrated.
left.
Yeah, right.
he left in the middle of the night in my van.
Probably is now running in Parma Heights.
Yeah.
Detroit rat in Parma Heights, running everything.
New album 2026.
But you know, we found the thing like 30 minutes out of Detroit. You know, we still got a couple hours to go to Cleveland, and we keep stopping and taking our stuff out, and then we see like our sleeping bags all start getting holes in it, and we're like, oh shit, we just got to throw everything out. We're at this gas station. 3 of their garbage cans are filled now with all of our crap. You know.
Yeah.
So then I'm reading like, how do you get a rat out? And you know, I'm looking up shit, and it says, the rat doesn't want to be in your car, just like you don't want him in your car. He's just looking for food. But we can't get him out somehow, and we got to go home. So I read that peppermint, they don't like the smell of peppermint, and I had a pack of gum. So Mark, I took the gum, and I made a circle of protection around myself, and the rat did not touch me. Everybody else got grazed, but I did not.
Damn.
Wild.
Then we get home, and
Yes,
everyone's
that is
like,
awesome.
we get home, and everyone's like, oh, I heard you play with Rat, man. How was Detroit, Rat City? You just gone tour with the Rat Pack, you know? It was endless. But we all made it through.
Yeah.
What is the importance of having people in your corner?
I want to be in somebody's corner for them, and for them to be there for me. It's just a beautiful thing because we take care of each other, man. You rise each other up and help each other when you're down.
To me, it's everything. If you don't, as an artist, when you're putting yourself out there, you're putting an idea out there, there's a lot of doubt that comes with that. There's a lot of doubt. Is it worth putting out? Is it good enough? Am I looking like a dope because I'm saying this? And then you need somebody to back you up and validate what you're bringing to the table. It's very helpful. It keeps you from getting down. It keeps you focused, and it keeps things moving forward. And it even goes beyond the 4 of us sitting at this table. We're talking to you here, but it represents just a small bit of the enterprise that has become this group. Everything from our videographers, photographers, our road crew. We've got 3, 4 of the best road crew out there. They're going to help us get gear in now. It's folks that help us
Graphic design.
Booking. Those relationships that the band gets bigger and bigger because people have small roles of responsibility, but it allows us to, having those people in your corner is everything. We don't get to sit and talk to a person like you without you in our corner. So it's everything.
And I appreciate you all, and obviously that's why you're here, because you're all top-notch fucking people. I mean,
Right back at you.
I mean, that's all.
Metal's a great community, man. If you're down, we're gonna pick each other up first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, life. I'd say it's like living in a pit, man. I mean, you see somebody who's down, help them fucking up.
Yep.
Don't put a fucking boot on nobody's fucking neck or fucking stand on fucking nobody's shoulders. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
It's really what the biggest thing is. And that was going to be a question I was going to ask. It was, going on from this as well, is like, what are you all looking forward to in the future? I mean, as things are today, excluding shows and stuff like that. I mean, because that's a given, because we're all looking forward to the next show. no matter where it is, no matter what fucking dive it is, what fucking amazing hall it is, whatever place, big or small, you know, what are y'all looking forward to in the future?
Blast beats. Lots of fucking.
Nothing but blast.
So many, like, fucking right up your ass. Fucking blast beats, dude. Fast ones, slow ones, like all of them.
Ones that climb on rocks.
Yeah, weird ones, bad ones, good ones. Let's fucking go.
Saint Anger snare ones.
Oh yeah, man! All the pingy ones, all the trashy grindcore ones, all the ones you want. Especially the trashy grindcore ones, man.
That's amazing. That's probably the best answer I think I've ever had. Fucking blasts.
I got.
That's it. That's what we're looking forward to. That's what's in the future. The blast. Fucking blast off. Speaking of which, I have one more question, but before we get to it, as always, links, they're going to be listed below. So please give likes, shares, and follows because they deserve it. You all fucking keep kicking ass. You keep doing this. And, you know, good things happen. It just does fucking take time. And especially in this day and age. Do you all have anything else you'd like to promote or anybody you'd like to shout out today?
You know, I just want to shout out everybody that helps us. You know, Hunter, Tim, Matt Moser, Kevin, all of our crew, Tree, Laura, and these dudes, and you, and just anybody watching and listening. You know, anybody that goes to a fucking live show and takes time out of their life to do that, like that's a special thing when somebody comes there and gives up their time. And
yeah,
I appreciate that. And just, you know, look for us out there, man. We're going to be getting out further and further and releasing new material. And let's fucking party and bang heads.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Anybody else?
What was the question?
You want to plug
Do you
in?
have anything else you would like to promote or shout out?
These two dudes are single too. So, I mean, they're fucking catches too for somebody.
For who? I don't know.
I mean, hey, man. It's going to be the new. We'll hold over. We'll do a thing. We'll do the Metal Forge singles video. It's like, hi.
Like a game show.
Yeah. We'll do it like a game show. It's like suitor number 2. He's like, I prefer second suitor. If you're into the Kevin Smith, and if you've got that at all. No, I'm kidding. We're not going to do that, but it would be funny. I do have one final question. And as I said, blast off, because I always like to ask, you know, what do you think is out there, you know, out in the universe? But if there are intelligent alien species out there, what do you think they would look like?
If it's intelligent, if it's intelligent, I assure you it looks nothing like us.
For sure. Do you think they're going to be little green men with big heads and eyes, or
You know,
are they going to look like xenomorphs? And
they could take on forms that we couldn't possibly conceive or perceive. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Be like fucking vibrating on a different energy, dude. I might be a little high too, you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless.
They could look like that table. They could be that table.
This used to be alive. It was alive once we fucking killed it. But
Yeah.
I mean, they could all be like Groot. Who knows?
yeah, you don't know, man. You haven't seen them. I mean, you know, maybe they could be here. They could be among us right now. You could be one. You could be an alien. You could be from planet Zarzax. You come here to fucking rock.
Zardoz.
Zardoz, yeah.
Zardoz. Have you ever seen Zardoz?
Megatron.
No, check out Zardoz. It's a Sean Connery movie.
No shit.
Yeah. His garb in it's kind of fucked up, But yeah, it's like a fantasy film in the future, like way off in the future. Zardoz. That's the recommendation for the film buffs this week. Thank you all so much for coming to the Metal Forge. This has been amazing. I appreciate you all so fucking much. I've had such a blast. This has been fun.
It's been a great. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
So, what do you all want to play out again? What do you all want to leave with people?
Ooh.
Well, now maybe should we do shotgun? We already did.
So we did. Who's the devil?
Who's the devil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shotgun.
That's
Sounds good. Let's do
Shotgun.
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 Time to rock and roll.
Shotgun.
Shotgun.
That's right.
Where are we going? Time to rock and roll. Ready for the show. We call shotgun. Yeah, headed down to the show and the sing. Fist up in the radio. Something, let's go now. Here we are, here we go. It's the day of the show. I'm so ready to rock. Yes, I'm gonna explode. And you see, the energy is burning up at me. Light it up, burn it down, and you pass it around into the heart of the beast. That's where I'll be found. And you know, these boots have never left enough finish out. Where are we going? Time to rock and roll, ready for the show. Call shotgun. Yeah, headed down to the show and the sing. Fist up in the radio, stomping, let's go now. The stage is near and the crowd is starting to cheer. The lights go down and the smoke rises around the sound. Well, I'm never gonna touch that ground. Listen up, hear the smoke, the music is loud. I know the words to every song. And you see, the therapy is doing right by me. Where are we going? Time to rock and roll, ready for the show. Call shotgun. Yeah, headed down to the show and the sing. Fist up in the radio, stomping, let's go now. Let's go.
Oh man, I think I left my papers at home. What's that? You got a gummy? I'll get that. Whoa! Those lights, they are really pretty, man. Whoa. Yeah, give me that flask. Come on, hand it over here. Whoa! One guitar solo coming up.
Hey metalheads, you like tattoos? Of course you do. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come on over the bridge to Clarksville, Indiana, and get you some ink done at Ageless Art. If ink isn't your thing, they have a piercing studio as well. Visit agelessartclarksville.com to see some frequently asked questions, meet the staff. The shop is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m., all appointment-only spots. You can set up your appointments by phone at 812-283-1793 or email agelessarttatoosandpiercing@gmail.com, and someone will get you set up for your first or your next tattoo or piercing.
Hey metalheads, after going to a rager, what's your ultimate go-to? Mine is totally pizza. So when Overload is playing, or I'm promoting the Metal Forge live showcases, or the big goddamn metal show, I go to Pizza Donisi. Pizza Donisi is gourmet artisan pizza from right here in Louisville, Kentucky. It features things like the pizza of the month, the sandwiches, and also vegetarian and vegan options, which is so totally fucking cool for all of it's awesome pizza. You definitely want to go. Hey, and also from time to time they do cannolis. Oh, so fucking good. You know what they said, man? Leave the gun, take the cannoli. Yeah, just like that in Godfather. They're located right next to the Mag Bar at 1396 South 2nd Street. So either stop in or call in at 502-213-0488. They're open till midnight. The witching hour.
Heineken, fuck that shit. Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Hey metalheads, you all hear me talk about Mag Bar all the time. It is the home to the Metal Forge live showcases and is an integral stop in the ultimate underground metal tour schedule. They obviously feature live music, but the Mag Bar also has daily specials like Pint and Slice Night on Tuesdays with Pizza Donisi. But they also do Bring Your Own Vinyl on Thursdays with DJ Kent Jackson, and Finer Things Sundays. Located right next to Pizza Donisi at 1398 South 2nd Street, open 3 p.m. to 4 a.m. 7 days a week. Get your asses out to the Mag Bar. Rock out. For 45 years and keeping Louisville weird, Electric Ladyland has been there for all your eccentricities. While they do offer the best smoking supplies out on the market today, there's a whole lot more to check out. From ashtrays and blacklight posters, to records, incense and burners, and items to stock your metaphysical supply. They're open from 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Located at 2325 Bardstown Road in Louisville, Kentucky, and at electricladyland420.com. Roll out. In 2017, one man's vision and passion for all things metal started out as a record store in his house. Years later, the fight against a mainstream empire continues as Shade Beast. An independent metal collective and online store based in Athens, Georgia, is the world's premier heavy metal brand for music heads that value authenticity over the mainstream acceptance. Featuring original t-shirts from some of the best underground artists, as well as stickers, posters from the Shade Beast Presents concert series.
Unique, one-of-a-kind collectibles and small curated selection of vinyl and cassettes from the masters old and new. Visit shadebeast.com and enter promo code SithLord for free domestic shipping on your first order, whether you're a new customer or returning. And be sure to join the Shade Beast social groups on Facebook and the interwebs to keep up with the new release announcements and talk all things metal and Star Wars. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and filth.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The Sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day, all with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Since 2013, there has been a calling from the underground, from the graves of all those unholy, and they decided to make a zine to talk about all of this. Soul Grinder Zine! An independent metal zine to keep you informed on all things metal and horror from the underground. Available in both print and digital formats, they're bringing you the best interviews and reviews out there today. Not only do they do the zine, but they also do compilation CDs. Check them out at facebook.com/soulgrinder.zine and start your subscription now. Hey everybody, let me tell you about the new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Unchained Tapes. They're an independent Pennsylvania tape label. They focus on extreme metal and punk with a killer approach to the tape scene. Visit their web store at unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com now to get your fill of tapes. And for being a Metal Forge listener, enter the code METALFORGE10 at checkout to get a 10% discount on your total purchase. That's unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com.
What's up, Metal Forge fans? This is Alan Bishop, the alchemist of Indiana's Black Forest and head distiller at Spirits of French Lick. Do you find yourself drawn to the unexplained, fascinated by the Fortean, or enchanted by the paranormal? If the things that go bump in the night resonate in your mind, then tune into my brand new podcast, If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. Featuring first-hand accounts, collected stories, interviews, history, and speculation related to all things not of this world. Available now on Anchor, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and more. Set back, relax, and remember, if you have ghosts, you have everything.
Hey, let me tell you guys about Mercenary Press. They're an independent London label and distributor of all things metal. Mercenary Press delivers the goods from their own independent zine. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on that. To distributing various bands from all over the world, including Cramp from Spain and Sadistic Force from Texas. Visit mercenarypress.bigcartel.com to find out what all they have in stock and what you can order. And for Metal Forge listeners, enter code MetalForge10 to receive a discount on your total purchase at mercenarypress.bigcartel.com. Check it out now.
Hey Metalheads, it's with great pleasure I get to tell you guys about a new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Ageless Art, New Albany. After 20 years of owning and operating Ageless Art in Clarksville, Indiana, Phil Garrett had a vision for a new type of tattoo studio. Something that is clean and modern, sleek, refined, inviting. And he's done just that with Ageless Art in New Albany. You can find it at 2736 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana, 47150. Business hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays are 12 to 6. All sessions are appointment only, so give them a call and go get you some new ink. Or if it's your first time, go get your first one, baby.
In a broken wasteland, come to my fire and place your blood and steel upon